Okay, today what I have for you is a comparison of three of my favorite 10-inch speakers that are voiced for that Fender tone, otherwise known as American or US voiced. We're going to be looking at the Eminence Legend 1058. We're going to be looking at the Eminence Legend 1028P, this one relabeled Mojo Tone. More on that in a minute. And then the Patriot Series Eminence Copperhead. This is the cabinet I'm going to be using. As you can see, it's mostly open back. We're going to be using the Auralex acoustic isolation pad there. The cabinet is a Nerby. This is a guy in Salem, Oregon, a drummer who makes really nice cabinets for very reasonable prices and sells them on eBay. You know, I've tried so many speakers, 8s, 10s, and 12s over 20 years or so, and I like 10s the best. They seem the tightest, the most punchy, the most focused. They don't get woolly and woofy like 12s can. If you have a cabinet that is set up for 12s, like this one is, you can get a baffle converter. As you can see I got there. You can get those from Mojo Tone for 25 bucks or so and convert any 12 cabinet or amp to a 10. So consider that. Again, these are American voiced. If you're looking for a British style, British flavor, Celestion flavor, I personally like the Eminence Ramrod in a 10 and the Eminence Wizard in a 12. Those are both out of their Redcoat series and are excellent for Vox style amps. The Ramrod also turns Fender Pro Junior into a raging beast. Speaking of the Pro Junior, back to this Mojo Tone. So this speaker has a real legend about it, pun intended. They're kind of sought after. Fender relabeled them the Fender Blue Frame Alnico. It's the only of the three we're looking at today that's Alnico. The other two are ceramic. And Fender put these in the Tweed Basemans in the 90s and the Tweed Pro Juniors when those first came out in the 90s. Again, they were Eminence 1028P relabeled Fender Blue Frame. And I first played one of those in a Pro Junior back then and was just blown away how savage the tone was. So I've kind of been looking for one ever since, and I found this, again, relabeled Mojo Tone one recently on the gear page, and we're going to be listening to that clean and dirty along with the other two. The P stands for paper. It's got a paper former. Eminence still makes this speaker, only it's called the 1028K. It's got a Captain former. People argue about how much difference that makes. I'm not going to get into that. If you're interested, these are still available, and the Captain ones are higher wattage. This one's 20 watts. The Captain one is 30 watts. We're going to be playing through a Quilter. I'm going to have it on the surf setting, which is basically a Blackface Fender setting. You can see dialed all the way down to like 2 watts. It's a loud amp. And I've got the Tri-Q EQ full scoop. So Blackface tone, gain very minimal, no high cut. I'm going to have just a touch of analog delay, and the overdrive is going to be from this Wampler Tumnus. Okay, here we go. For the clean samples, I'll be using this American Stratocaster. First example will have the neck pickup. Second example will have the middle pickup. Both of them are custom shop 69 Fender pickups. This is the Copperhead clean on the neck pickup. This is the Alnico 1028P clean neck position. Legend 1058 neck pickup clean. This is the Copperhead clean on the middle pickup. This is the Alnico 1028P clean middle position. Legend 1058 middle pickup clean. For the overdriven samples, I'm going to be using this Fender Esquire with the Seymour Duncan Jerry Donahue pickup. Again, the Wampler Tumnus. I'm going to start off with it about the gain about a third of the way up. This is the Copperhead with moderate drive. This is the Alnico 1028P moderately overdriven. This is the Legend 1058 mildly overdriven. Copperhead with heavier overdrive. Okay, this is the Alnico 1028P heavily overdriven. This is the Legend 1058, more overdriven. Okay, let me give you my conclusions. You can post yours in the comments section below. My personal favorite is the Alnico, which kind of surprised me. I had previously not been a big fan of Alnico speakers, but this one is wonderful. And again, Eminence still makes it as the 1028K, and people say their custom shop will make you the 1028P for about the same price. This is the most expensive speaker. It's nearly twice the price of the other two on the used market, but not crazy. I bought this one for $80. I think they are worth looking for. They have the most chime, the most sparkle of the three, the most articulate. You could hear it in that first clean sample, the piano-like quality of the bass notes. Really lovely overall speaker. So why would you not get it? Well, if price is a consideration, that would be one. The other would be it is the thinnest of the three, especially in the mid-range. So if you're trying to get a 1x10 to carry the day in a jam or a gig, might not be the best choice. But if you have a 2x10 or 4x10, by all means. Again, there's a reason people love these in the 410 Bassman. And they're especially good in Tweed amps, which already have a lot of mids, more mids than a Blackface amp. Great in a Pro Junior too, again, which is a darker amp. If you put this in a Princeton Reverb, it's gonna sound thinner than the other two, but beautiful, right? Especially at home volume. So if you're playing at home, especially, I would say go with the Alnico. The Copperhead is the most aggressive of the three. It has that upper mid sizzle, as Eminence calls it, that can get a little harsh. So I actually prefer the 1058 overall. I was surprised that it's the darkest of the three. It's the warmest, but it is also the fullest and the most well balanced. And you can EQ out, obviously, some of that darkness and make it sound more like the Copperhead without the harsh upper mid sizzle. So I really like the Legend 1058 in the Princeton, again, which already has that Blackface mid scoop to it. So that's my overall impression. Once again, thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.